around the truck. Ready, go!
Show off.
Welcome to another exciting edition of Extra Butter. Today, it's all about Black Panther. Why? It's the #1 movie of 2018, the highest grossing film of the year, so we're talking about that and nothing else with all of the stars. That and more coming up on this edition of Extra Butter. It's a show where we get together and hang out and talk about movies pretty much the way you talk about movies. Hang on a second. What's your name?
Amir.
Hey everybody, it's Amir. Amir, we're talking about Black Panther. Are you a fan?
Yes, I like Black Panther.
What does Black Panther mean to you?
Like, he's a good hero. I like him. He's a hero to me.
All right, favorite parts of the movie?
My favorite part was when he was versing Claw, and then when he was versing, I forget his name.
Oh, the other guy, the guy played by Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's kind of him fighting Creed for a minute there. You liked it?
Yeah.
All right. Hey, let's, you want to go see a movie for free?
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna hook you up. I'll get my people to get in touch with your people. Hey, somebody hook up Amir, okay? We're sitting down, we're talking about movies with these guys.
Hey.
How about that kid Amir? We need to have him step up.
Get him over here.
Hey.
Hi.
So, Amir, everybody, Amir.
Look how sharp you look. I love that hoodie you've got going on right there.
What are you doing, sir?
Hey, how many times have you seen Black Panther?
Twice.
Twice? Anybody remember the character's name played by Michael B. Jordan?
Killmonger.
Killmonger.
That's all black people have seen Black Panther at least 2 times.
Okay.
Is
Okay,
that
that's
true?
the standard.
You can't come to the barbecue if you ain't seen Black Panther
right.
at least 2 times.
I gotta ask you something.
And if you
though.
come, you can't get a plate.
It would be a
That's the
difficult,
rule.
bad social experience if you come and you hadn't seen it.
Who do you like better, Killmonger or T'Challa?
T'Challa.
T'Challa.
Ah, good answer,
Okay,
good answer. I think that's a
Solid
good answer.
answer.
All right, hey, thanks. What are you going to see today?
I don't know. We were gonna watch the escape room, but my mom said something about it, so I really don't know.
Okay, well, we're gonna. What are you gonna go see, Mom? Okay, go see
Okay.
Escape Room. That's
Nice.
a great movie with lots of inappropriate violence. Have a good time.
Yeah, enjoy yourself.
Yeah,
They
thank
grow
you.
up so fast, don't they?
Exactly. Good to see you, man.
Bye,
Thanks for
sir.
hanging out.
Yeah, thank you for
All right.
hanging out.
Nice job, man. Welcome
Thank
back
you.
anytime.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm just so glad he said his favorite was T'Challa.
Yes.
Or
That-
Coachella.
T'Challa, whatever. I'm glad he said
They'll be at
T'Challa,
Exactly.
because what we doing now?
Talking to Chadwick Boseman. Thank you, Segway helper.
That's the best segue.
No kidding.
I know it sounds like the simplest question to say, what do you have in common with your character? However, there are some very important traits that people should carry with them that this guy has.
I'm good at keeping secrets.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm good at keeping secrets. Yeah, I think it's sort of a Wakanda thing. The Wakanda is a secret, but as you get closer to the top or to the royal family, I think there are more and more secrets, and that's part of what this movie is about as well. Is pulling back the layers of the lie, and pulling back the layers of the truth, and to the what is behind the curtain.
And it's never too late to ask your ancestors for advice.
It's never too late. That is definitely an African concept. Yeah.
That everybody should embrace.
Everybody should.
Super cool guy there, and again, I bet he thought his life was going to change forever, and maybe in some ways it did when he got to play 42, but now this, a world-changing, probably the most important pivotal comic book character of all time.
James Brown.
Well, man, Black Panther.
Very
I love with you have to struggle a little bit when you say King T'Challa because you and one of your comic friends have a gag.
And he calls him Coachella. So it's like Coachella, T'Challa. So
I
people
like
say
it.
like
I hear it.
people say T'Challa, and I'll be like, no,
I
you're
like
wrong.
that.
What'd you
It's
get it
It's
wrong?
Coachella.
Oh, by the way, let's meet the players, everybody. You know him, you love him. He crushed it last weekend at the Arlington Improv and comedy clubs around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, Lance Woods. Where do we find you?
Hold your applause, people. Instagram Lance Woods, Twitter Sir Lance Woods, Facebook Lance Woods.
You fancy. Oh, Kelly Savannah Deaton. Yotam.
Maria Gloria.
All right, at TV Market Sound. Let's keep the conversation going all over America right now. You've read him in Rolling Stone, LA Times, New York Times, and everywhere in between. He is a movie producer, writer, enthusiast. Sean Edwards, happy 2019 to you, sir.
Happy New Year, everybody. It's going to be great this year.
All right, so we can't move on without talking about the movie that owned 2018, Black Panther, the highest grossing movie of the year. You saw this coming a mile away.
All right, I'm not going to like, I ain't never seen anything like this before in my life. And it's like, this is taking Marvel to the next level, comic book movies to the next level. It took culture to the next level, and it owned 2018, and rightfully so. I just wish all these award shows would catch on and give the movie the props it deserves.
So, yo, you know, it was a conversation amongst people about Killmonger versus T'Challa and how it was kind of like no wrong or right. It was kind of like a Martin versus Malcolm way of thinking. Yeah. What did you think about just that conversation?
No, I love the way they set that up. I mean, it was definitely Martin versus Malcolm, but on a comic book level in the Black Panther world. And the two performances made that setup work. I mean, I love how Chadwick Boseman delivered, you know, as Black Panther, and I love the way Michael B. Jordan delivered as Killmonger. I thought there were two great performances. I love that setup. I love what the filmmakers were trying to say with both those characters, and I thought it worked perfectly. And that's what gave the movie its edge. That's what kind of made the movie. It's kind of funny to say because it's a comic book movie, but that's what made the movie realistic, so to speak. It's authentic in that way. You know, the whole political viewpoint was very, very real and on point.
All right, Sean, last question. I have to know, who's your favorite, Michael B. Jordan or Chadwick? Team T'Challa?
Oh, wait a minute.
You gotta pick. You gotta choose one.
You can't make me choose. I love both characters, and I know both dudes in real life.
Right.
All right, who are you leaning towards?
Martin or Malcolm?
No.
I'm leaning towards Letitia Wright.
Woo! And Sean Edwards, ladies and gentlemen. Where do we catch you on social media, Sean?
That was good.
S. Edwards KC, everything, man. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, even on the streets.
Got it. I will see you in New York City, my friend. Catch up with you soon. Thank you very much. Travel around the world with that guy, Sean Edwards.
I can't believe he said Letitia Wright. I mean, I'm all for her, but Chadwick or Michael B. Jordan, I mean, Chadwick was so amazing that he didn't even have to audition. Yeah, that's unheard of, people. With Marvel, you always have to audition. Isn't that crazy? They knew they wanted him. He was great. They're like, we want you. You're in.
But he killed it, though. He really did. There's no other person that could have played
Could you
T'Challa.
picture it?
No. And honestly,
You don't think anyone else can play Coachella?
Sign him up. Back him
I
up.
think I can play T'Challa. I am T'Challa, King of Wakanda.
Got it.
And I am come to protect my kingdom.
Him.
Sold. You have my vote.
I wish
Sold.
you could see. You have to see this lady over here.
Wakanda forever.
Wait.
Hello.
Look
We
at
must
him.
fight for the freedom of everybody.
That's better than a standing ovation. You got people to come out of a movie theater.
Right? People are taking photos. I think they think you might be Chadwick.
Right.
Look at him.
You
They're like,
interrupted
is
that
him?
lady's icy.
Is that him?
Hollywood.
That was pretty good.
You know what? 916. Never mind.
Yeah, Hollywood for sure. That was amazing. That was incredible.
I'm crying.
Promised
I'm
I
the
wasn't
only
gonna
one
cry,
giving
but
you
I'm crying just a little bit.
applause, but I got you.
All right.
You know.
All right, coming up in a moment. I can't wait to hear your impression of the ladies of this Black Panther. Coming up in a moment. They join us. Don't move. Hey, welcome back. It is Extra Butter. We can't fully get into 2019 without talking about the movie that owned the box office 2018, Black Panther, of course.
Of course.
What would Wakanda be without the ladies of Wakanda? I ask you.
Nothing. The ladies took this movie. I'm sorry.
No, I was listening to you.
Okay.
Just like,
He's like,
the ladies
preach,
ran it, and you gotta now it's like when a woman talking, you better shut up. You
That's
sing Black
right.
Panther.
that respect. I like that.
Yep.
And you know, I love the women don't wait around. Like a lot of superhero movies, they're like, oh, save me. These women are
Right.
saving Coachella.
Yeah.
Now I can't stop doing it. They are saving T'Challa. They're saving the whole kingdom of Wakanda. They
They're
don't
stepping
sit back.
up.
They don't wait for anybody to save them. I love that.
Walking into the room with these ladies, like, one, they're fierce and awesome in their work long before Black Panther. Like Lupita Nyong'o, I don't even have to begin to tell you how many ways she's awesome, but I'm a huge Walking Dead fan, so to talk to Danai, I was kind of like getting ready to bow in her presence because she's remarkable in that.
Yeah.
But we talked. Take a look.
And you know that you're making a movie that's going to be a great comic book movie, but it's going to transcend that and be something so much more historic and so much more important. Did you feel that kind of pressure on the set? We got to get this right?
There was what it was a very passionate dedication and commitment. We were all there for very genuine reasons. We were there because, you know, for us, we're from the continent, as are many who were on that set, and have never seen this. We've never seen stories put on this sort of a platform before that come from the African perspective. So the idea of accessibility plus authenticity was very, very important, and we were all deeply invested in contributing to that. Yeah. And then, of course, everybody else, of course, Ryan and Chadwick, and their focus was also about how do we make sure we're telling the most powerful, meaningful story in the most authentic, living, vivid way. And so there was such a shared a concept of that and commitment to that. And that's kind of what was driving us every day, more so than an idea of pressure. It was more like, you know, that cocoon place where you're creating something and it's metamorphosizing into the butterfly. Right. And we're all deeply in that place. And I actually love that place.
They are so awesome, and just a small sample of the ladies of Wakanda. The ladies bring it in this movie. Moving along, Andy Serkis, no doubt one of the greatest actors in the world, but most people don't know that he's really the guy behind some of your favorite characters. Played King Kong, played in Planet of the Apes, played in Lord of the Rings, and his performances are truly capturing him. This is one of the first times you're going to actually see him perform in real life.
And not only see him, he buffed up hard for this movie.
He was on my workout plan. I could tell.
I could see.
I could see where the cuts were at. I said, "Oh, he's doing what I do."
I could not believe that. When you see him on screen, it takes you a second because, like you said, he's never in front of the camera. He's always CGI, digital.
Or makeup.
Yeah, you never can tell. And you're like, whoa. Good job, Andy. He had to bulk up to compare to Chadwick Boseman and Michael Jordan.
Someone who had no issues whatsoever working out because he didn't have to at all. The wimpier he looked, the more like his character he looked. Martin Freeman. I talked to the two of them.
It's been a while since we've seen you in this magnitude, really on the screen.
Well, yes, people have reminded me of that, and I forget, of course, because I don't really draw a distinction between, you know, performing in a performance capture suit or in a costume and makeup. But actually, I have been reminded of the fact that I suppose I can't think of the last film I did. It must have been The Prestige, I think, or something like that, but which is quite a long time ago.
Jury was since then.
Oh yes, no, you're right. Actually, so you're absolutely right. Thank you.
And I know Andy's career very well.
You are each other's publicists. That's fantastic. Is it my imagination, or did you yoke up a little bit? You looked a little bit bigger than I'm used to seeing.
I think it was just after Christmas, and I'd really eaten a lot that last Christmas. But
it doesn't all turn to muscle.
Right, I was just thinking the same thing.
Doesn't turn to muscle. Christmas pudding just appears suddenly. It's like,
No, I did sort of beef up a little bit, just a little bit. Yeah, only on this side, of course, because
he had a withered arm. Like you.
Let's talk about Wakanda and the kings of Wakanda. You got two great ones. Winston does a great job. I love him. He probably physically, they shoot him to look like the largest of all of the kings.
Yeah, when T'Challa goes up against him to fight, I got a little nervous. I'm not gonna lie.
I think we all did.
Yeah, which is the point of the movie.
And he's a vegetarian.
Right, and then
how's it go? Like it.
And then Daniel, I love that he gets famous for Get Out, where he's on the run most of the time, and in this one, definitely on the offense. They're awesome. We talked.
Right, so as a kid, you can only hope and dream to be in a comic book movie, but to be in this comic book movie, what does it mean to you?
Oh man, we've hit the jackpot. Yeah, we've hit the jackpot. It's I mean, seeing it the other day, it's just like, oh man, the set pieces and to be a part of this moment is just such an honor. I just feel really blessed, to be honest.
And there's nobody that gets lost in this movie. Like, every character is a standout character. Your character, you get some of the best laughs in the movie, and you're one of the strongest characters.
So amazing.
Thank you so much. Just to know that, you know, this is what I used to do as a kid, too. I used to dress up and put on, like, little cape things, like, jump off of stuff and, like, throw things and scream. I know that I can get to grow up and live in my imagination than, you know, that's just something that you can never, ever imagine what it feels like. You know what I mean? Like, it's great.
But they casted each character so perfectly. They all literally immersed themselves in each role, and you couldn't see them, even though you've seen them in separate films.
Right.
Lost. Beautifully done.
It's true. It's amazing.
And the veterans of this movie, Forrest Whitaker, which he financed Fruitvale Station with Michael B. Jordan, and now he's in this.
Speaking of which, Forrest Whitaker talking to us about this movie and the big connection he has. Next. Hey, welcome back. It is Extra Butter. Hold on, we got to do some bonding. Thanks for hanging out. Good to see you. Yeah, have a good one. friends and family of Extra Butter. We talk about movies the way you talk about movies, and right now celebrating Black Panther. We can't move on in 2019 without doing so. No. Let's talk about the real royalty, the Academy Award winners in this movie. We've got Angela Bassett, and of course the one and only
Forest Whitaker.
All right, why is it we love this guy? Well, I mean, without the obvious, he's a great actor, but there's just something endearing. The moment you see Forest Whitaker, you know that a movie's getting elevated.
He has such a warmth about him, really such an inviting presence that he takes to every character, yet he gives each character like their due, their own element, their own special little thing.
He's just a nice guy.
And he's one of them actors that's done so many movies. Every time you see him, you think about your favorite Forest Whitaker moment.
Yes.
Right?
But he can still keep you in the movie.
In that movie, exactly.
Yeah.
You've never seen a crappy Forest Whitaker movie.
No.
He elevates everything.
No.
He
He
might
might be in a crappy movie.
He is still the
He's-
star.
Right?
Yep.
And we talked to him about his certain help with the director. Take a look.
Congratulations on this.
Yeah, I'm so proud to be involved. I think it's such a special movie.
I love it for a multitude of ways, but let me start with my love of Ryan Coogler as a director. When he first started coming up, and having gone to Sac State, same school, followed his career, and then I know that Fruitville wouldn't have gotten made if not for you.
I was fortunate, that when he was in school at USC, that he came over and started to pitch a few ideas, and right away I could see Fruitville was the one to do it. So it was actually decided in the room, the first meeting, that we were going to produce the movie based on him and what I saw in him. And me and my partner Nina Yang raised the money and made the film.
So when he called you to say, I got it, I'm doing Black Panther, and you've got to be a part of it, any shock, any surprise, or did you kind of know that you'd be working together in this way someday?
Well, I was hopeful that I would get a chance to get in front of the camera with him because I think he's such an amazing director, So when he called to talk to me about it, he was more like, "Would you be interested?" And I was like, "Of course." There wasn't a script at the time, but I just committed to Ryan and what I knew that he would be able to create.
Good guy there, Forest Whitaker, and I love that he believes so much in Ryan Coogler that he gave him the funding for Fruitville Station, and then Ryan turns around and puts him in his movie.
Beautiful. Full circle. The power of life.
What I love about Ryan Coogler is that it's a guy, some people feel like they have to raise their voices to sound important or be important. Not this guy. He knows he's in charge.
What are you trying to say?
Well, I mean, other people.
What do you mean?
What I was just
who would try to raise their voice to sound important?
Inside voices.
I get what you're saying.
Take a look.
I remember talking to you about Fruitville Station, and you said you were a little worried. I'll bring in Academy Award winner Octavia Spencer on board for this run and gun shoot.
Yeah.
Lower budget, everything off the shoulder, everything boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
How is it now to have every toy available in the industry at your disposal?
I mean, it's overwhelming, man. But at the same time, you still feel like it's still running gun. You still feel like you're running out of time all the time, and
Still telling a story.
Still telling the story, and it still feels like you don't have enough time. So that was a part of it that was very, moving for me, in terms of making a film at this level. Is how similar it feels, like how overwhelmed you can still feel.
Just show me a physical reaction to 2 words that I put together.
Oh.
3
Oh.
No, 3 words. Wait till I get started.
Okay, I got
Michael B. Jordan.
Huh?
Michael B. Jordan. Michael B. Jordan?
Whatever.
Regardless, he's our guest. Next. Welcome back. It is Extra Butter, about to wrap up our half hour dedicated to Black Panther. Probably the last time we talk about Black Panther till the next Avengers or the next Black Panther.
I think we'll still find a way to work it in there because it's such a great movie. We're going to be working it in there throughout the year.
No doubt it was on track to be the highest grossing film of 2018, and now we can officially say it's the highest grossing film of 2018.
Well warranted.
All right, things that we've learned throughout this hour, according to you, if you are of African-American descent,
Yes.
you have to see this movie how many times?
At least 2.
At least 2
If
times.
you say you've seen Black Panther once, then you can't come to the cookout.
That's right. That's right.
If you say you've never seen it, you can't come at all. If you say you've seen it once, you can come, but you can't get a plate.
You can't get a plate. That's what I was.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's
You
what I
gotta
was
sit at the
confused
kids'
about.
table and eat hot dogs.
Let me write it down. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna put that in my
Can I hear your stand-up comedy, so I don't feel bad asking you this. What would it sound like King T'Challa is barbecuing, asking everybody what they want?
Okay, you have to tell me what you would like. Excuse me, would you like potato salad with your ribs? No? Okay, what about you? Do you like your burger with the crisp, or do you like it straight with the pink?
All right, I'm joking on popcorn, so just watch my stupid Michael B. Jordan interview.
So talk about being in this movie, what it means, your history, your run with Ryan.
I mean, I think this is our third project together. We've grown up, in the film industry, shooting movies, and if you know Ryan, any movie that he's gonna do is gonna have heart and is gonna mean something. And for me, I always kind of want to be a part of projects like that, and to blend that in with the huge world of the Marvel universe, I think that's a deadly combination. So for me, having this cast with this film, with this message, with this property, this African history, this African American history, I think it's super important to today, and I'm really proud to be a part of it.
Isn't it wild how, much of this is woven in the tapestry of a fictitious universe. However, it speaks very much to African pride and also a number of things going on in the world today.
No, it is. I mean, I think true artists are visionaries with their work. Sometimes they'll be working on a project for 2 years, and then 3 years, when it comes out or get released, or a year later, they'll be like, man, that feels like they wrote it yesterday.
Right.
They're talking about right now. But I think does life imitate art? Does art imitate life? And I think with this project, it's spot on.
Before we go, while the credits are still rolling, just King T'Challa, would you try to get your fan base attention over there? Address them.
Excuse me, you lovely family over here. What movie are you going to attend this evening? Aquaman.
They said Aquaman.
That is beautiful.
Way to DC buzz our Marvel special for Black Panther.
Wakanda forever. They would not put me in Aquaman because I couldn't swim. Surprise, surprise.